side looking in. I know everything looking sweet, but there's some struggles and some pain you can't see. It's been hard on me, not to mention all them nights with no sleep, trying to figure out how the fuck we gon' eat. Now we finally eat.
Hello again and welcome back to another one. And it's another day, another rapper taking aim at Eminem, and this has sparked some hilarious reactions so far, as though the comments were made by Azealia Banks. Iggy Azealia is also catching strays as some struggle to tell them apart.
It's an evil world we live in.
Today we also have more from Royce the 5'9", who recently reacted to Eminem's latest #1 on the Christian Songs chart in the United States, thanks to DJ Khaled's Use This Gospel remix. And today we also have the story of Eminem's rap god, thanks to the latest episode of the Paul Pod. But before we dive right in, check this out. Lose Yourself has now surpassed 1.5 billion streams on Spotify. It's Eminem's first song to do so. Moving on, we got to find out how Eminem came up with Rap God on MMLP2, a song that added another iconic moniker, Eminem, Slim Shady, and the Rap God. And check out how Eminem came up with the supersonic flow.
What made you think of that record? Why was that the record that you went to?
For some reason, Sumalama Dumalama stuck in my head one day.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kept repeating the phrase. I remember Sumalama Dumalama. That rhymes with a lot of. I started thinking of to rhyme with it, and that kind of stunt like that. I guess you call it a stunt. I don't know if you call it a stunt, but like that kind of like has to be the right words that roll off the tongue. You got to pick the right one. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't just like you have to let each word. You assuming I'm a human, what I got to do to get it through to you? I'm like
human.
Yeah, but you have to pick the right phrases and words that are gonna roll off the tongue, otherwise it's gonna be sloppy and sound like shit. So I don't know, it just kind of led me into the next phrase and the next phrase. And I remember thinking when I wrote it in my head, I'm like, when I go to the studio, am I gonna be able to say this shit? Because sometimes shit that I write, sometimes my mouth can't say it.
Right.
I don't know why, but sometimes that
your
happens.
head it works in your head, but then when you go to run it through your actual mouth,
yeah,
it doesn't function that way.
Bro, I did that shit. I think the first take of it, I got like halfway through it. And then I was like, okay, all right, cool. I can do, you know what I'm saying? Like I can do this now. Let me focus.
But more was on the way, as Paul Rosenberg revealed that he had his doubts on if Eminem could perform the song live. This reminds me of what happened recently during Eminem and Snoop's From the D to the LBC performance at the VMAs, as since Snoop's verse was thought to be pre-recorded during the performance, some concluded on social media that he couldn't perform it live at that speed. And back to Paul Rosenberg having doubts, check it out.
There came a time where there was an opportunity to perform the song.
Yeah.
And I thought that there was no way that you'd be able to do it. And when the opportunity came up, we did it for the YouTube Music Awards, and we did like a live music video.
Yeah.
And when the opportunity came up, and I went to you and I said, I really think it would be great if you can do this, but can you do it? You said, yeah. Do you remember what you said about it?
No.
You told me that you had written it with that in mind, and that there was pauses in there purposely in the schemes.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So that you could catch your breath.
Yep.
I mean, that's incredible. So you not only you have the task of making something that's great and making a great song and doing this super high level of lyricism, but you're also putting together a song with the intent of, hey, I might have to perform this live.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And every time I do something like that, I make sure that my mouth can say it, because I always keep in mind, I might have to do this live, so this can't be no fucking studio trick.
Moving on to the next point today, Royce recently reacted to the report. DJ Khaled, Kanye West, and Eminem's Use This Gospel remix debuts at #1 on this week's Hot Christian Songs chart. DJ Khaled and Eminem earned their first #1 hit. He shared it on IG and added the caption, "Every time somebody wanna discredit my brother, they saying, quote, nobody listens to that ish, welp, God did, shrugs emoji." And this has sparked some interesting reactions. Over on Reddit, some are still wowed by this. Eminem topping the Christian charts, that's something nobody could have predicted. And on this, a user adds, 20 years ago, this headline would have been satire, but some strange takes popped up on the Royce's post. Some still missed the point and decided to speak for everyone. Somebody definitely listens to him, just not nobody we know.
We? We.
Oh, there's more. Jack Harlow went number 1 too, Macklemore won a Grammy. Wonder what they all have in common. And this one got many confused, like what exactly is this trying to say? And the user expands on the Outkast, Whitney, Kanye, Jay, Nas, Lauryn Hill, etc. have all won Grammys, but keep crying, boy. And the initial user responded to this predictably. They deserve theirs. Mac stole from Kendrick, just like they steal culture, but keep giving passes, shrugs emoji. So let's get this straight. Kanye, Jay, Nas, Lauryn Hill, Outkast, Whitney all deserved their Grammys and numbers, but when it's Eminem, it's an issue. And to answer the question about what they all have in common, a user adds, millions of people like their music would be what they all have in common, and you're one of the upset dudes that don't. Succinctly put, Park went number 1, Jay, Nas, M, and what they all have in common, millions of people like their music. The user sums it up, those people saying this from their own perspective, but they won't realize that M is still on top. He is between top 10 most streaming artists on Spotify, on YouTube, and more platforms, and not just old hit songs, but recent few albums too, so nobody can touch M's legacy and what he made for the culture, fire emoji. Well, though Eminem currently has the number 1 Christian song in the United States, rapper Azealia Banks, who peaked with her first single 212, that's not even a hip-hop song, blamed Eminem for everything wrong in the United States on IG, and her take on Eminem sparked reactions accordingly. First, she compares Wayne and Jay-Z, then claims Styles P is her overall number 1, and then for some odd reason drags Eminem into it. Eminem is, was, and has always been annoying garbage. I can't, won't, and refuse to consume white male anger in rap form. Interesting that she has her mind on Eminem in a conversation about GOAT rappers to begin with. Love him or hate him, he's got free real estate in people's minds. She adds, I'm picking Paul Wall and Bubble Sparks over Eminem any day. And added, also, can we also make Eminem's glorified white male rate a factor in what influences white school hitters laughing my bum off? This is giving Liz Cheney vibes. Imagine a, in quotes, rapper in 2022 advocating for Liz Cheney talking points. Ironic, don't you think? She continues, we love to blame black parents and black stars for what's wrong with our youth, but really let M write whole songs about wanting to end his own mother? Now that is some TrailerParkStormfront.com dainty more beef stew microwaved-ish in a can over parboiled rice 1999 inbred bullcrap. We really should just blame Eminem for everything, to be honest, laughing emoji. She continues, and I'm pissed because M said F-bombs and got an entire Elton John collab out of it. I was supposed to win a prize too, god damn it, laughing emoji. And this has sparked responses like, jokes on her, because Eminem has a number 1 hit gospel song right now, laughing my bum off. She can stop crying about anger. This man made a hit just talking about God. It's funny, all this talk coming from a rapper whose biggest song is house music, and some have deemed her the female game. I heard she did stuff to her cat. But even more hilarious is that Iggy Azealia is catching strays right now due to mistaken identity. The user expands, if you think music is the reason for mass hitting and school hittings, you've solved the whole gun issue we've created in the United States. It's all music's fault? Makes sense now, Iggy. And more, Iggy Azealia is not her. Took me a minute. She's more known for her rants than her music, and some concluded, no idea why people give Azealia Banks the attention she's so desperate for. Didn't she sacrifice chickens or something? She can blame Eminem's hamster in a microwave lyrics for that, I guess. And some believe her issues stem from her failed rap career. Azealia Banks is a bitter, deranged lunatic who's upset that her rap career flopped, so she spends her days hating successful artists online. She doesn't have the same energy in person because she got cooked on Wild 'N Out and cried. Artists normally just ignore her rants. As usual, I'll throw this one over to you guys. Share your thoughts below. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.
On the outside looking in, I know everything looking sweet, but there's some struggles and some pain you can't see. It's been hard on me, not to mention all them nights with no sleep, trying to figure out how the fuck we gon' eat. Now we find